past winter, my wife Ashley and I went to South Beach, Miami for the Wine and Food Festival to cook one of the courses for the tribute dinner for Nancy Silverton. 600 plates, our course for 600 plates for Nancy Silverton with those attendees. And we, in order to get there, we went through all the things that you know exactly you have to do to get there. You yourself work 11 shifts straight because you know you're going to have to ask your sous chef to stay behind and work extra, so you want to give him some time off. You do all your prep and pack your coolers. You email back and forth with the host chef in Miami, I don't know, 16 times. Do we need the 12-inch plate? That would be good. Do you have something like a pasta plate? Do you have a spoon that has the bowl? We'll take 2 interns, please. Yes, between the hours of 3 and 7 on Thursday. You work late, you get home at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then you realize that you're going to a climate that's 82 degrees and you need to shave your legs. You need to find a sundress. You don't have a clean chef jacket. I know this doesn't describe the experience for everyone, but this is what it's like when you are a small, independent solo restaurant that doesn't have a staff that do these things for you. And you get home very late. You put your head down on the pillow at 3:30 in the morning. At 5:50, you're awake. You have to take your kids to the school, get to the airport. And by the time we arrived in Miami, we get our heavy coolers off the luggage carousel. We get to the hotel, we introduce ourselves to the PM banquet sous chef. We pop the tops on our coolers, make sure our stuff is in the walk-in. We find our rolling rack. We meet the PM dish crew. And by the time we get into our hotel room, our luxurious hotel room, we're now trembling, shaking. The hard-boiled egg from the Hudson News at JFK, the little cinnamon biscuit on the Delta flight, the packet of Cheez-Its says fully worn off, and we are really, really needing dinner and a very fat, juicy martini. And it's 10 o'clock at night in a city that we don't know. But we do our due diligence. Well, one's in the shower, the other's Googling and on the computer figuring out where we can go, and it's so perfect. What we want and need is exactly downstairs, and we can be there in a leisurely 2.5 minutes. The operating hours, kitchen open until 11 p.m. It's 10:26. As we go down leisurely in the elevator, and we arrive to a restaurant. This one happened to be in South Beach. It could have been anywhere in the country. You've all been to it. It's a slow night restaurant at 10:32 p.m. We walked past an unstaffed host stand. There were a few scattered tables of remaining diners lingering. The door to the kitchen was open, and you could see all the dirty 6 pans being stacked up, all the third pans as garde-manger stations are breaking down. There's a waiter doing side work. There are 3 suspicious people at the bar of uncertain relationship. And the bartender has her back to the bar, and she's, I don't know, batching out her checks in her microsystem or in her computer. And Ashley and I enter, and we pull back the bar stools with hope, fear, thirst, one leg up, like getting in the saddle, and we see the bartender and say, "Are you still serving?" And she turns around and looks at the clock and says, let me check. I had learned to keep my shop hours, my store hours, my hours of operation plus 10 minutes and never minus 20 30 years ago, earlier, before I even had a shop.